I'm 26 years old. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. The first thing I hear isn't my alarm, it's the sound of rain. Heavy raindrops hit the old metal roof above my tiny rented room, creating a rhythm that has become part of my daily life. I open my eyes slowly and stare at the ceiling for a few seconds. If I had another life, maybe I would stay in bed a little longer. Maybe I'd have a weekend off. Maybe I'd wake up without worrying about work. But that's not my life. If I don't work today, I don't get paid today. I sit up, stretch my aching back, and rub my eyes. My body is still sore from yesterday's installation. My shoulders feel heavy, and my hands are stiff from holding power tools all day. Sometimes I wonder if this is what 26 is supposed to feel like. Then I smile. Because no matter how tired I am, I'm still able to get up, and that's enough. My room is only about 8 square meters. There's an old wooden bed. A small table covered with measuring tapes, pencils, and notebooks full of customer dimensions. An electric fan that rattles every time it spins. A tiny rice cooker in one corner. A few work shirts hanging on the wall, nothing expensive, nothing impressive. But everything inside this room belongs to me. I earned every single piece through my own hard work. I wash my face with cold water before putting on my work clothes. They're faded from years of sunlight and covered with stains that will never disappear. I lace up my boots, grab my toolbox, and take one last look around the room before locking the door. Outside, the rain is still falling. The narrow alley in front of my boarding house is covered with puddles. The sky is dark gray. Most people are still asleep, but for workers like me, the day has already begun. Parked beside the alley is something many people would probably overlook. My old 1999 car. Its paint has faded after more than 2 decades. There are scratches on every side. The seats have been repaired countless times. The air conditioner stopped working years ago. Sometimes the engine refuses to start on the first try. Friends often ask me why I don't replace it. I always give them the same answer. Because this car has never given up on me. It has carried me to hundreds of construction sites across Hanoi. It has transported thousands of plastic panels, aluminum frames, and heavy toolboxes. It has broken down, been repaired, broken down again. Yet every morning, it still waits for me. I load today's materials into the back. Several PVC wall panels, aluminum trims, boxes of hinges, screws, silicone, an electric drill, a circular saw. An impact driver, everything has its place. I climb into the driver's seat and turn the key. The engine coughs once, twice, then finally starts. I smile. Let's do our best today. The windshield wipers slowly sweep away the rain as I drive toward today's project. Hanoi is beginning to wake up. Street vendors arrange vegetables beneath colorful umbrellas. A woman pushes a bicycle full of fresh flowers. Delivery drivers in bright raincoats race through empty streets. Construction workers gather under coffee shops waiting for their trucks. Everyone is chasing something: money, dreams, responsibilities, hope. Sometimes I wonder how many people around me are pretending everything is okay. Because I know what that feels like. There have been mornings when I smiled, even though I wasn't sure how I would pay next month's rent. There have been days when my body wanted to stop, but my responsibilities refused to let me. Life teaches you strange lessons. One of them is this: strength isn't about never feeling tired. It's about continuing even when you are. About 40 minutes later, I arrive at today's construction site. It's a newly built 3-story house on the outskirts of Hanoi. The owner wants modern plastic interiors installed throughout the house. Kitchen cabinets, bedroom wardrobes, wall panels, decorative ceilings. Bathroom storage. This project will take us nearly a week to finish. Several co-workers are already waiting outside. We greet each other with tired smiles, no long conversations, no complaints. Just another ordinary morning. The rain finally stops. Sunlight slowly breaks through the clouds. I already know what's coming within a few hours. I take a deep breath before picking up another plastic panel. This one is for the master bedroom wardrobe. It has to fit perfectly between two concrete walls that aren't perfectly straight. That's something people rarely realize about construction. On paper, every room looks perfect. In reality, almost nothing is perfectly square. Every wall is slightly different. Every ceiling has its own imperfections. That means every cabinet has to be adjusted by hand. No machine can replace experience. I kneel on the floor and begin measuring again. 2,318 millimeters. I write the number down, then I measure again. 2,318. Good. Never trust the first measurement. That's one of the first lessons my former boss taught me. Measure twice, cut once. I still hear those words almost every day. The circular saw starts screaming once more. A clean white line appears across the panel. The cut is perfect. I smile without realizing it. Small victories matter when your job depends on precision. By 11 o'clock, my coworkers and I have already installed half of the kitchen cabinets. The empty house finally begins to look alive. Yesterday it was only concrete walls. Today, it already feels like a home. The homeowner walks into the kitchen again. He quietly opens one cabinet after another. He checks every drawer, every hinge, every shelf. Finally, he turns toward us. Thank you. Only two simple words, but sometimes that's worth more than money. People think customers only pay for materials. They're wrong. They're paying for trust. They're trusting us with the place where they'll spend years of their lives. That responsibility should never be taken lightly. Around noon, the foreman tells everyone to take a break. We sit together on the unfinished living room floor. Lunch is simple: rice, grilled pork, a few boiled vegetables. An iced tea bought from a small shop down the street. Nobody talks very much. Everyone is tired. One coworker scrolls through photos of his little daughter. Another video calls his wife. Someone else lies on a piece of cardboard and falls asleep almost instantly. As for me, I walk outside carrying my bottle of water. The rain from this morning has completely disappeared. The pavement is already dry. The sun reflects off every nearby building. I sit on the back bumper of my old 1999 car. Its paint isn't shiny anymore. Its headlights have become cloudy. There's rust around the edges of the doors, but somehow, looking at it always makes me smile. This car reminds me of my own life. Neither of us is perfect. Both of us have scars. Both of us have survived difficult days, and every morning, we keep moving. Sometimes people ask why I don't buy a newer vehicle. Of course, I'd like one someday, but right now, I'd rather invest in better tools. Good tools help me do better work. Better work brings happier customers. Happy customers recommend me to others. That's how a small business grows, not by showing off, but by doing honest work consistently. After lunch, it's time to continue. The afternoon sun feels merciless. The temperature climbs past 40 degrees Celsius. Inside the unfinished house, the heat becomes almost unbearable. Even holding a drill for several minutes makes my hands slippery with sweat. I climb back onto the ladder to install decorative ceiling panels. Every screw must disappear beneath the trim. Every corner must line up perfectly. No shortcuts, not here, not ever. Hours pass without anyone noticing. The only sounds are drills, circular saws. Tape measures snapping back into place. The soft tapping of rubber mallets. Sometimes we work for 30 minutes without saying a single word. Everyone is focused. Everyone knows exactly what needs to be done. By 3 o'clock, dark clouds begin gathering again. I look through the open window. Looks like more rain. Only a few minutes later, thunder rolls across the sky, then comes another downpour. Heavy rain crashes against the unfinished roof. The sound is almost deafening. For a moment, we all stop working. Fresh wind blows through the empty house. The cool air feels incredible after hours of intense heat. One of my coworkers laughs. Vietnam has the craziest weather. Everyone smiles, he's right. This morning started with heavy rain. By noon it felt like a desert, now it's raining again. You never really know what kind of day you're going to get. The rain lasts only 20 minutes. Then just as quickly as it arrived, it's gone, sunlight returns. Steam rises from the roads outside. Everything smells fresh again. We immediately get back to work. There's still one bedroom left, the television wall and the bathroom cabinet. The hours pass faster than I expect. Little by little, each room transforms. A white wardrobe stands proudly against the bedroom wall. The kitchen cabinets shine beneath the afternoon light. Decorative wall panels completely change the feeling of the living room. The house finally feels warm, comfortable. Ready for a family to move in. Around 5:30, we install the final cabinet door. Click, it closes perfectly. Silence fills the room. We look at each other and smile, finished. I step back and admire everything we've built today, this morning. These were only stacks of plastic panels inside my old car. Now they've become someone's future home. That's the part of this job I love the most. Creating something that will outlast today's hard work. The homeowner walks in one final time. He slowly looks around every room. His smile says everything before he even speaks. It looks better than I imagined. Hearing those words makes every drop of sweat worth it. We spend the next 30 minutes cleaning, vacuuming the floor, removing plastic dust, wiping fingerprints from every cabinet, packing every tool back into its case. I always believe the final impression matters just as much as the installation itself, when everything is clean. Only then is the job truly finished. Outside, the sky has turned orange. The rain clouds are gone. Sunset paints the streets with soft golden light. I carefully load my tools back into my old 1999 car. Drill, saw, extension cords, toolbox, leftover materials. Everything returns to its place. I close the trunk and take one last look at the house. Another project completed. Another family, one step closer to starting a new chapter. I climb into the driver's seat and start the engine. Just like every morning, it hesitates for a second, then comes to life. I gently tap the steering wheel. Good job, old friend. The engine rumbles softly. As I drive back through Hanoi, the city is changing once again. Office workers are heading home. Families gather around small food stalls. Children ride bicycles through narrow streets. The smell of grilled meat fills the evening air. The city feels peaceful. I stop at a red light and look at my reflection in the windshield. My face is covered with dust. My shirt is soaked with sweat. My hands are scratched and rough. But when I look into my own eyes, I don't see exhaustion. I see progress. Maybe my life isn't perfect. Maybe I still live in a tiny rented room. Maybe I still drive a car built in 1999. But every cabinet I install, every customer who trusts me, every sunrise I refuse to waste, brings me one step closer to the life I'm building. Success doesn't arrive in one big moment. It grows quietly, one project, one customer, one honest day at a time. Tomorrow morning, my alarm will ring again. Maybe the sky will be clear. Maybe it will rain just like today. Either way, I'll wake up. I'll put on the same dusty work clothes. I'll load my tools into my old car. And I'll head toward another job site. Because dreams aren't built by waiting. They're built by showing up, even on rainy mornings. Thank you for spending this day with me. Until next time, take care of yourself, keep working hard. And never underestimate the power of one honest day's work. This cool rainy morning will become another brutally hot summer day. We unload the materials one by one. Each plastic panel is over 2 meters long. They are lighter than wood, but they're awkward to carry through narrow staircases. One careless movement can scratch the surface. One wrong measurement can ruin an expensive piece. That's why this job demands more than strength. It demands patience. Inside the empty house, we spread the blueprints across the floor. Every measurement must be checked again, every wall, every ceiling, every corner. People often think interior installation is simply cutting materials and putting them together. The truth is, most of our work happens before we even touch a single tool. We measure, calculate, measure again. Because one mistake of just a few millimeters can cost hours of extra work. After checking everything twice, I pick up my pencil and mark the first cutting line. The circular saw roars to life. Its sharp blade slices cleanly through the PVC panel. White dust fills the air. The smell of freshly cut plastic quickly replaces the scent of rain that welcomed us this morning. One by one, every piece begins taking shape. Some become cabinet sides, others become shelves. Some will become decorative wall panels, little by little. An empty concrete house slowly begins turning into someone's dream home. By 8:30, sweat is already running down my face. The humidity after the rain makes everything feel heavier. My shirt sticks to my back, my gloves are soaked. The unfinished house traps the heat like an oven. There are no fans, no air conditioning. Only the sounds of drills, saws, measuring tapes, and footsteps echoing through empty rooms. I climb onto a ladder to begin installing ceiling panels. Working overhead is exhausting. After only 20 minutes, my shoulders start burning, my neck becomes stiff, my arms feel twice as heavy, still. Every screw must be perfectly aligned, every joint must disappear. The better the work, the less anyone notices it. Because perfect craftsmanship should look effortless. Around 10 o'clock, the homeowner arrives. He's excited. This is the house his family has spent years saving for. He walks from room to room, imagining where the furniture will go, where his children will sleep, where his wife will cook, where birthdays and family dinners will be celebrated. Watching him reminds me of something. To me, this is another project. To him, it's a lifetime dream. That's why I never rush my work. Every cabinet I install will become part of someone's memories. Every wall panel will appear in family photos. Every shelf will hold something meaningful. Maybe people will never remember my name, but they'll live with my work every single day. That thought gives purpose to everything I do. The sun continues climbing higher. The cool morning disappears completely. Outside, the temperature is already approaching 38 degrees Celsius. Inside the house, it feels even hotter. I wipe the sweat from my forehead, pick up another panel, and smile to myself. The day is only halfway finished, and there's still a long road ahead.